Hi everybody and welcome to your Friday morning maths. It's the 29th of the 1st 2021 and we are continuing with our multiplication and division units. However, this is our final lesson on multiplication and division, and next week we will be learning something entirely new. So in today's lesson, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be consolidating our understanding of multiplication and division. We're going to be putting into practice everything that we have learned. Okay, time to supertise. So please look at the screen and get ready to count those dots. Get ready again. Fantastic. And finally, count the hearts. Super! Okay, supertising review. Are you ready? In the first one, we could see there was a group of 5 and a group of 4, which we know equals 9. In the second, there were 2 groups of 5, which obviously is 10. In the third one, we've got 2 groups of 6. We've got 1 group of blue 6 and 1 group of yellow 6. So 6 and 6 is 12, or double 6 is 12. And also you could have counted in your threes with that one as well. So 3, 6, 9, 12 to get the answer. And finally, our hearts. There were 2 on the top and 3 on the bottom, which makes 5. So well done if you managed to get all of them or any of them correct. Good supertising skills. Okay, children, let's practice our counting. Now, for today's counting activity, I thought I would do something a little bit different, okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to see if you can use your counting skills to help you solve each of the equations that you can see. Now, I want you to do this quite speedily, so you might want to set yourself a little timer, okay? So you might want to see how long it takes you to work out the answers to each of these equations. Now, remember, it says use counting to help you solve them. So remember, when we're dividing by 5, if you count in your 5s until you reach the whole amount, then you will get the answer. So for example, the first one that says 30 divided by 5, I'll just underline it so you know which one I'm talking about. 30 divided by 5 up here, if I counted in my 5 times tables until I reached 30, the whole, then that would give me the answer. Watch, let's do it together now, okay? So count with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can see I can stop now because I've got to my whole amount. I've got to 30 and I'm holding up 6 fingers. So that must mean that 30 divided by 5 is equal to 6. Okay, so I can go ahead and pop my answer in there. So it's just to work through those equations nice and quickly. Okay, the counting part will really help you to do this. So you might want to pause the video and have a little go, but also on the other side, just whilst I'm explaining, on the other side you've got multiplication equations. You've got a bit of a mix as well, so we've got 10 times tables, we've got 2 times tables, we've got 5s in there, so it's just a good little mix of all of them. So have a little go, see how you get on, and you may pause the video here to have a go. Excellent, well done everybody. Now I'm going to reveal the answers on the screen for you so that you can self-assess your work. So that just means that you'll be able to check the ones that you've got correct and the ones that you've got incorrect, okay? You'll be able to mark those and see how you got on. So I'm just going to reveal all the answers now and you may start to check your work, okay? Brilliant job everybody. If you'd like to pause the video here and have a real good look at those scores and mark it off, then you can. If you've done that already, great job, you can carry on with the lesson. Okay children, time for our star words. Remember, you should be using these throughout the lesson if there is any opportunity to explain your thinking, okay? My turn, your turn. Multiply, divide, part, whole, value. Great job, guys. So children, it's now time for our do now. Now remember, if you've got the piece of paper with you now, you may start to begin to do your do now alongside me. And don't worry if you've not got the worksheet, it's absolutely fine. You can just do what you normally do and use a pen and paper. Anything is fine. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Here, we've got to solve these fractions of quantity questions. Okay, we've got a pictorial representation there of some donuts. Now, how many donuts are there all together? Well done if you've said 12. I can see that there are 1, 2, 3 columns and there are 4 rows. Okay, so 4 times 3 equals 12, doesn't it? Or 3 times 4 equals 12. So what we're going to do is we're going to find 1/2 of 12, 1/4 and 3/4, all of 12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my big circle because this is going to help me find all of those things. And I'm going to put my whole amount in the middle. What was my whole amount again? Well done, it was 12. Okay, now I'm going to half it because the first thing that I need to do is find 1/2. Okay, so when I'm finding 1/2, I'm splitting 12 into 2 equal parts. Okay, so I'm going to do that now with my picture, and I wonder if any of you can tell us now how many 1/2 of 12 is worth. So what is 1/2 of 12? Here's one group and here's 2 equal groups. There's one group on my pie chart, on my pie, and another group on my pie. How many are each of those worth? Excellent, they are worth 6. Okay, so I'm going to draw a 6 here. And I'm also going to draw a 6 there because 1/2 is worth 6 and the other half is worth 6. So finding 1/2 of 12 is equal to 6. So I'm going to write that up there. Now I've got to find 1/4. Okay, now to find a quarter, remember we halve it and halve it again. Okay, so we've already halved it, so we've done that part, but now we need to halve it again. So I am now going to split my circle into quarters. Now when I split something into quarters, I have 4 equal parts, okay? So I've already halved 12, so now I need to halve it again so I can find my quarters. So what is 1/2 of 6? Well done, it's 3. Super job. So I'm now going to write it in my little circle. There's a 3 there, a 3 there, a 3 here, and a 3 there. I could also have split my picture into 4 equal groups, couldn't I, into quarters, because I could have done this. I could have drawn 4 groups, couldn't I? There's a group at the top, a group below it, and again below, and again below. 4 groups or 4 rows, okay? With each with 3 in them. So finding 1/4 means that I only need to find one of these little portions, okay? So what is 1/4 of 12? You'll see that I'm highlighting it in yellow now. What's one of those quarters worth? Brilliant, it's 3. Fantastic. Now, tricky parts, because I need to find what 3 of those quarters are, what 3 of those parts are, okay? So all I need to do is I need to go back to my chart and I need to find and count 3 of my quarters. I'm going to highlight them in yellow now. Okay, so there's 2 quarters now that are highlighted. I'm looking to highlight 3 of those to find my answer. So I've done 1, I've done 2, I need to do 1 more and then I will be able to find my answer. Okay, so my answer is, if we counted up those 3 threes, the answer would be 9. Brilliant. Well done, everybody. So the answer to that one is finding 3 quarters. The answer is 9. Super job. Okay, children, let's begin with our new learning. So what we need to do is we need to solve these missing number problems. Now, the reason for this is because later on in the lesson, you are going to become detectives and you are going to be solving the missing number problems to help you to crack a code, okay? So there's a secret message and we're on a secret mission to find out what that code actually says, okay? So we are secret agents. Now, we need to solve the missing number problems to crack that code and find that secret message. So let's have a little practice, okay? In the first example, we've got 12 divided by something equals 3. Now, there are a number of ways that I could approach this, okay? I could draw out 12 little dots and I could group them into 3s and that would give me my answer. I could draw 3 groups and I could draw dots in each until I got to 12 and that would give me the answer. Or, because I know there's a relationship between multiplication and division, I could just use my knowledge of counting in my 3s to help me find the answer, okay? Because if I counted in my 3s until I got to 12, I would find the missing number, okay? Because division and multiplication are linked. So let's see if we can find the answer now by counting in our 3s until we get to 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. So the missing number in our problem must be 4. Let's write it in there now. Okay, so 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3. And if we were to check that using one of our picture methods, so if we were to draw out our 12 dots and group them into 4s or group them into 3s, then we would know that that answer would be correct. So if you'd like to do that, then please feel free. You can pause the video and have a little go. Now, for the next example, we've got 5 times by something equals 10, okay? Now remember, I'm going to count in my 5s until I reach that whole or that value at the end. And then that will give me the missing number in my problem, because if we do it this way, we'll just work more quickly and we'll be able to crack that code and reveal the secret mission, okay? So here we've got 5 times something equals 10. Let's count in our 5s until we get to 10 and that will tell us our answer. Are you ready? 5, 10. What's the answer? 2. Superb. The answer is 2. Now we know that this is correct even without drawing it out, because we know that when we times by 2, we just double it, don't we? So we know that double 5 is equal to 10. So we know that that's the correct missing number. Well done, everyone. Okay, children, it's now time for our Let's Explore. And in today's lesson, what you're going to be doing is you are going to become detectives. This is part 1 of your training. You can see at the top of the page, we've got lots of letters, and underneath all of those letters, we've got some numbers. Now, what we need to do is we need to work out the answers to these equations, and they will help us to find the numbers and the letters that match, okay? And then what we will do is when we found the answers to each of the equations, we will look at the top at the alphabet and we will see which number is represented by the letter, and then we can use that letter down here to help us to crack the code. Okay, so the first one says 10 divided by 5. So what we could do is we could draw it out, couldn't we? We could draw 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we could share 10 between each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we know that the answer is, how many are there in one of those groups? 2. Fabulous. Or we could have used our counting in 5s until we got to 10 to help us find the answer. Let's do that now. 5, 10. The answer is still 2. So we know that 10 divided by 5 is equal to 2. So I'm going to pop that answer in there, and I'm going to look at my alphabet. I'm going to see where the number 2 is in my alphabet. Can anybody spot it? Fabulous, well done if you managed to spot that the number 2 is just here. So the number 2 is there, and that was our answer here. So what we need to do now is use the letter that matches the number 2, and look, it's a D. So I'm going to go ahead and put a D in that first box. We've solved the first letter in our secret mission. Okay, let's go to the next one. Something times by 10 is equal to 50. Well, if I count in my 10 times tables until I get to 50, I will find the answer. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. The answer is 5. Super. So again, I'm going to write the number 5 in here. There we are. And then I'm going to search for the number 5 with my letters at the top. Ooh, where's the number 5? Brilliant. There it is. There's the number 5, just like my number 5 here. And the matching letter is I. Okay, so I can go ahead and write the letter I down here. I. Okay, let's find the next one. 30 divided by 10. Remember, if I counted my 10s until I get to 30, I will find the answer. What do you think that might be? Well done, let's count in our 10s to check. 10, 20, 30. Well done, it's 3. So remember, I need to write it in. I'll write in the number 3, and then I've got to go and find the matching letter now, okay? So I've got to go and find where 3 is up here in my alphabet. Can anybody spot it? Oh, I think I found it. It's here, the number 3, and it's a V. So I need to put my V down here. Okay. Ooh, this is looking like a tricky word to uncover. Let's see the next one, okay? Our next code is 1 times 5, which is equal to... Brilliant, 5. Well done if you said 5. Because if we count in our 5s once, 5, the answer is 5. Okay, now we've got to find the matching letter to 5. Oh, we had this one before, didn't we? Oh, so it's just up here. We've got 5 and an I again. So we can go ahead and pop that in there. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to leave you to work out the rest of this independently or with your class, okay? So remember, you're just solving those missing number problems to help you find the letters to find that word at the end, okay? Let's see if you can crack the code for your training. Off you go, detectives. Well done if you managed to crack the code and find out that the word was division. Brilliant job, everybody. And remember, in today's lesson, we're going to be doing more of that. Okay, now before I set you off on your independent task, I just wanted to quickly draw your attention to these missing number problems, because sometimes we can get a little bit confused with our number problems when we have the answer at the beginning. So look here, it says our answer, then the equals, and then the actual equation. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which way it's positioned. If it's positioned this side, it's just the same as it being positioned on this side. So please don't worry about the positioning of the equations, okay? You still work it out in exactly the same way. So for example, in this first one, we've got 3 equals 12 divided by something. If we were to count in our 3's until we got to 12, we would find the answer. Let's have a go at doing that now. Maybe you could try before I say the answer. Well done if you said 4, because 3, 6, 9, 12. If we count in our 3's until we get to 12, we hold up 4 fingers. So the answer is 4. Brilliant work, guys. And in this second example, it's the same thing. So we've got 20 here equals 5 times something. Well, all we need to do is find out what we times 5 by to make 20, okay? So if we were to count in our 5's until we got to 20, we would find the answer. Let's go ahead and do that now. 5, 10, 15, 20. So the answer is 4. Superb. Okay, so it's really easy. Don't be put off if the answer is at the beginning of the equation. You still work it out in exactly the same way. Okay, detectives, you have completed your training. Now, it's over to you. I would like you to identify the missing numbers in the equations and then match the numbers to the letters to complete the code words and find out and crack that secret code, okay? So have some fun with this. It's really, really good. Use everything that you've learned about multiplication and division over the last few weeks and apply it to this task today. This is where you can really show off your skills and remember all of that counting, okay? And all of the different methods that you've used over the last few weeks. You can put these into practice. You can use any method that you like to solve these equations, okay? Also, if you manage to get onto the chili challenge, then all you are doing is looking at the equations that are on the bottom of the page and you are deciding if each of the question is true or false. So is 8 times 2 equal to 4? If it's not, then you need to write what the correct answer should be, okay? So have fun, detectives, and I shall see you very, very soon for another maths video. Bye for now.